Ukraine may be the front line of today's war, but it's no longer the whole battlefield. Behind the headlines, a deeper alignment is taking shape. Russia, China, and North Korea moving closer together. Some call it coincidence, others call it strategy. But more and more analysts warn, this could be the foundation of a new axis against the West. Tonight, we break down how these powers are linking their ambitions, and what it means for NATO, already stretched thin across continents. Not long ago, Russia and China were wary neighbors. Today, they're partners of necessity. For Moscow, Western sanctions have turned Beijing into its economic lifeline. China now buys record amounts of Russian oil and gas at discount, keeping the Kremlin's war chest alive. But the partnership is not just economic. Joint military drills are now routine, in the Sea of Japan, in Central Asia, even in the Arctic. Each one sends a message. The West must be ready to face pressure on multiple fronts. For China, Russia's war in Ukraine is more than a conflict. It's a live experiment. Every Western response is a data point, every sanction, every weapons delivery. And Beijing is watching closely, calculating how the West might react to its own move on Taiwan. Then there's North Korea, often dismissed as isolated and unpredictable. But in 2025, Pyongyang is stepping back into the spotlight, and not alone. Reports suggest North Korea has supplied Russia with artillery shells, drones, and even military advisors. In return, Moscow is rumored to share satellite and missile technology. Meanwhile, Beijing shields Pyongyang at the UN, blocking stronger sanctions. On their own, North Korea's moves are disruptive. But linked with Moscow and Beijing, they add pressure, stretching Western resources and attention. NATO was built to contain one adversary, the Soviet Union. But now the alliance faces three, across two continents. Every tank sent to Poland is a tank not sent to the Pacific. Every weapon stockpile emptied for Ukraine is one less deterrent for Taiwan. Every cyber team hunting Russian hackers has less bandwidth for North Korean attacks. The challenge is not just numbers, it's focus. Can NATO defend Europe and deter China in Asia? Or will overstretch create the very opportunity this new axis is waiting for? This axis isn't built only on military power, it's built on leverage. China dominates rare earth minerals and global supply chains. Russia controls oil, gas, and nuclear exports. Even North Korea, poor but disciplined, can churn out weapons and labor that feed this system under the radar. The West depends on these very resources, even while trying to sanction them. That makes economic war a double-edged sword. Each sanction cuts both ways, shaking global markets, while Moscow, Beijing, and Pyongyang tighten their coordination. Picture the world not as one crisis, but many at once. Russia presses harder in Ukraine, even hinting at the Baltics. China stages war games around Taiwan. North Korea fires missiles over Japan. Individually, each event is containable. Together, they overwhelm. The goal isn't to start World War III with a single spark, but to create so many fires that NATO, the US, and its allies can't put them all out. Divide attention, stretch resources, break unity. So, is this the start of a new Cold War? In many ways, yes. Two camps, not formally allied, but aligned in purpose. Challenge Western power, reshape global order. But unlike the 20th century, today's contest doesn't have a clear wall. The battlefield is digital, economic, informational. It's global, fast-moving, and harder to contain. And unlike the Cold War, This one has fewer rules, fewer limits, and more flashpoints where miscalculation could turn pressure into conflict. Russia, China, and North Korea are not building a single empire, but together they may be forming something just as dangerous, a coordinated resistance to the West. For NATO, the question isn't only whether it can hold the line in Europe, it's whether it can survive a global contest. Without breaking under the weight of a new axis of power,